Oh my goodness. Let me tell you what I'm about to do. I have been a Kubuntu user since its inception, 2006. Except for the horrid KDE 4 point whatever transition. And it was so bad that I couldn't even take it. So I was using Ubuntu proper. That was when they still had GDK 2 or GNOME 2. And I stayed with that until Ubuntu proper went to GNOME 3. I went back to Kubuntu. I've been there ever since. I have had my occasional trying out other distros, but for the most part, especially on my game machine, I have stayed with Kubuntu through the whole duration. I am switching to Manjaro. Oh my goodness. Now you might be asking why. Well, it's kind of Manjaro's fault. My son gave me a HP gaming machine. It has the dreaded NVIDIA and Intel hybrid. And I was trying to put my beloved Kubuntu on there. And it just didn't like it. It was bad. Screen tearing. The only thing I could get to function properly close was Kubuntu 18.04.4. Anything newer, the 19 series, even the development version 2004 you see here, I had no audio. I had no audio devices. And the screen tearing was real bad. I knew it wasn't going to work. I've been watching Manjaro for probably a good year, maybe a little more, and they've done some great things. The community really is loving Manjaro right now, and I am too. The other thing is, if you go to ProtonDB, Steam ProtonDB, and you look up the successes, the platinums, majority of them are some sort of an Arch-based Linux, like Manjaro. So, I got a lot of stuff. And we do a little bit of prep. Let's see. First thing I want to do, I have a Windows partition. No, not a partition. I have a Windows drive. And the last couple of times I've tried to even boot it up, it doesn't even boot anymore. So I've been wanting to make it a storage device. I can look there. It doesn't even. Okay, NTFS. Yeah. That's the one. So I've been wanting to make it just a storage device and just get rid of Windows. I don't need Windows anymore. I haven't booted into it, at least successfully, in a year. Don't miss it. The game that I want to play pretty much plays. So I'm going to clear this out. It's unallocated. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to delete. We're going to delete. And then we're going to reformat it. Extension 4, label. I'm going to label this as backup. Hit OK. And hit apply. So you could put any files and such that you want to save. You can put them on a thumb drive, but so I've been wanting to do this for a while. This will give me a good reason. And all the files and such that I want to save, I can just save it to that hard drive. Pretty handy in that aspect. It says it's done. Let's bring that up. That one. Back up. Alrighty. Can I write? Of course not. So I need to do a own. Nope. I actually don't know how to do this. Alright, I'm back. Got it fixed. Had to search. Not low-tech Linux for no reason. I don't know all the commands by heart like some of the big boys do. But that brings me to a good point. This is another strike against Kubuntu. And I've been putting up with it for quite some time because I really don't need it very often. But I can't right-click. There's no... I just tried it on my son's computer, running Manjaro. It's got, right here, root actions. And if I go to properties here, I can't change permissions. Well, I can now that I did that. Only because I did that, I can see this now, but it's grayed out otherwise. If you need to change permissions, it's grayed out. So you got to figure out how to do it by command line. Manjaro, running KDE, running Dolphin as the file manager, has a menu option, run as root. WTF Kubuntu. Seriously. You're trying to sell this off as a new user experience, and that's a big, big red flag. Okay, I'm done now. Alright, I've got my backup. I'm going to be moving files into that backup. Mostly things like the go.dot folder. I'll copy in case something doesn't move right. And I don't need any of that. And go back in there. Back up. Thank you. No. No. Back up. Click this side. I'm a truck driver. Come on, give me a break. Alright. These are some Godot projects that I want. Oh, I'm already pulling that over. Yeah. Blender. I don't think I need those. Let's bring the fonts over here. All right, I'm gonna pick a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, that's going to work for a little while. I'm going to stop this, and I'll be back after I get everything backed up. And I'll show you how to make a bootable drive, USB drive, using the DD command. That one I do know. Alright, got files moved. I got a 16 gig thumb drive that I bought specifically for this purpose. If I can get it plugged in. Okay. I'm in my download Linux folder. And I want the Manjaro. So we're going to fdisk. I got a sudo fdisk -L for list, just to make sure that that 14 gig is at SDC. So that's good. So now I'm going to sudo dd if equals Manjaro.iso of equals that path that fdisk gave us, which is dev sdc, and I want to see the progress. So I'm going to, let's see, status equals progress. And to remember this, remember if goes first, and it's kind of like if the Manjaro.iso is there, and the of you can think of make use of this thumb drive. That's how I remember it. Hit enter, should start clicking, and it is. I'm not going to subject you to seeing all that, so we'll be right back. And that step is done. So if I bring up that button, Manjaro KDE 1901. The only thing left for me to do is reboot, format, install. Hasta la vista, Kubuntu. So, full disclaimer, I already have Manjaro installed, and I am just running this in a virtual box so that you can see what the install looks like for Manjaro. It doesn't get a whole lot easier than this unless they handed you a laptop with it already installed. So, interesting thing, I've been trying real hard to fall in love with OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. I really, really like it. And of course it came out before Manjaro. And I really liked it, but I could never get the 64-bit client in VirtualBox to work. It would only work as a 32-bit. Never could figure out why. Nothing I searched for, asked questions in forums, never could get that solved. Whereas Kubuntu worked just fine, and this Manjaro on this same machine, this is actually the same machine that I'm talking about, and it works. It's working just fine. Looks like some errors, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Let's see what happens. And then in my particular circumstance, I erased disk, used whole disk. Just do something simple there. Nice simple little something password. Check those two. Let's install. I'll do no office suite. Maybe make it a little quicker. That's it. It's that easy. It's installing. In a minute it'll say done. Reboot your computer, it's installed. Doesn't get much easier. And once we restart, it will boot into its own Manjaro. And then in settings, under storage, we're going to take that away. Now it should boot into its own. I need to install the VirtualBox client drivers. I'm not going to, but you can see that was just to show you what the Manjaro installer looks like. And then once you're done installing it, voila, this is now my desktop. Nice, elegant. I changed the wallpaper. I like this one a little better than the default one right now. The only thing I can't figure out is my Steam games don't come up with icons. And I have to select my own icon, which gives me the option of making really neat icons. But if anybody can tell me why that is, shoot me a message. Let me know. Why is Steam not giving me icons?